Imagine a city built in the middle of a desert that had no rivers, no rain for months, and yet never ran out of water. Welcome to Dholavira, a 5,000-year-old miracle carved out of salt and sand, a place where human brilliance triumphed over nature itself. This wasn't just another Indus city. This was the civilization's fortress of endurance, its final heartbeat before the desert swallowed it whole. Picture this, you're standing in the vast Rann of Kutch, a blinding sea of white salt stretching endlessly under a burning sky. The wind is hot, the ground cracked. It feels impossible that anything could survive here. And yet, hidden within this harsh emptiness lies Dholavira, an ancient city that once shimmered with life. Discovered in 1967 by archaeologist J.P. Joshi, Dholavira turned everything we thought we knew about the Indus Valley upside down. While other cities lived beside rivers, Harappa by the Ravi, Mohenjo by the Indus, Dholavira was built where no river flowed. How did they survive here? That mystery alone is enough to make this place legendary. From the moment you step into Dholavira's ruins, one thing stands out: its precision. The city was built on an island between two seasonal streams, Mansa and Manha, which flowed only during brief monsoons. So the Harappans did the unthinkable. They built an entire city that captured, stored, and recycled water. Massive reservoirs, 16 of them, were carved deep into stone and lined with bricks. Some were as large as modern swimming pools. Channels carried rainwater into these tanks. Overflow systems ensured not a single drop was wasted. Imagine this: a 5,000-year-old desert city with an advanced water conservation system, something many modern towns still struggle to achieve. Dholavira was not just surviving the desert, it was mastering it. The layout of Dholavira feels symbolic, as if the city itself was built to mirror a cosmic order. It was divided into three main zones: the citadel, a raised acropolis where the elite or administrators lived; the middle town, homes of skilled craftsmen and traders; the lower town, where common citizens lived and worked. Each area was carefully walled yet connected, a balance between separation and unity. This three-tiered design made Dholavira unique. It reflected hierarchy, discipline, and deep civic planning. But what's even more fascinating, right in the middle of the citadel stood a stadium, one of the earliest known public arenas in human history. Was it for ceremonies, games, public gatherings? We still don't know. But it shows that this city wasn't just practical, it was cultural, spiritual, and alive. In 1990, archaeologists unearthed something that left the world speechless. Near the northern gate, they found a large signboard made of 10 giant symbols of the Indus script. Each letter was carved on a piece of gypsum and arranged on a wooden frame that likely stood over the city gate. This is one of the oldest signboards ever found in human history. A billboard from 2500 BCE. What did it say? No one knows, because the Indus script remains undeciphered. But think about it. A city that had its own signage system that meant organization, communication, identity. And this wasn't chaos, it was civilization at its peak. Imagine walking through its ancient streets, brick houses with stone foundations, underground drains running quietly below, workshops humming with the sound of craftsmen shaping beads, pottery, and ornaments. You can almost smell the wet earth after a rare desert rain. Hear merchants talking near wells, children playing by the edge of the reservoirs. At night, the sky must have been dazzling. 1,000 stars reflected in still pools of stored rainwater. This was not a city of survival, it was a city of harmony between man, water, and stone. But even the strongest walls cannot hold back the desert forever. Around 1900 BCE, the monsoons began to fail. The rivers dried up and the great reservoirs could no longer fill. The people of Dholavira fought back. They dug deeper, built more tanks, adapted to every challenge. For centuries they refused to abandon their city, but slowly nature won. Trade stopped. Crops failed. The once bustling streets grew silent. By 1500 BCE, Dholavira was gone, swallowed by the sands it had once conquered. And yet, Dholavira never truly disappeared. For 4,000 years, its ruins slept under the desert, perfectly preserved by the dry air and salt. When excavations began, archaeologists found the city's layout almost intact, its walls, drains, and water systems still in place. It's as if time had respected Dholavira's genius. In 2021, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site, calling it one of the best preserved urban centers of the ancient world. Even today, when rain falls on those ruins, the ancient reservoirs fill once again. And for a brief moment, it feels like the city breathes again. Dholavira is more than an archaeological site. It's a reminder of what human intelligence can achieve against impossible odds. It teaches us that civilization is not about power, but balance. That even in the harshest conditions, a society guided by order, engineering, and respect for nature can thrive. When modern cities struggle with droughts, floods, and waste, Dholavira stands as a quiet teacher from the past, whispering that sustainability is not new, it's ancient. As the desert wind flows through the ruins, you can still hear echoes of a civilization that refused to surrender. They didn't vanish in fear or war. They left behind a message carved in stone, written in silence. We adapted, we endured, we lived. This was Dholavira, the desert city that refused to die. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Historian Baba. Because next, we explore something even stranger, a city that lived by the sea and whispered to the stars. Sokotada, the frontier of the Indus,